Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 23rd of August. Looking at the euro dollar first then, and yesterday, well, all the price did was pull back within the previous range there, and currently we're still sitting in that previous range. It is looking erring on the bearish side as opposed to the bullish side at the moment, as you'll see when we come through. However, there's always a bit of a caveat as we come through. You can see the consolidation here, so it's almost of a bare flag sitting there waiting to rock through. In fact, 60 minutes, no, I didn't draw it on there. Nearly drew it on there. I have great plans to do some drawing this morning. Let me just get my pencil. There we go. Hopefully this is going to work. Yes. There we go. So if it breaks that sort of low zone, yesterday's lows, it would probably confirm that lower side. The caveat, of course, is we've got the daily pivot above, and there is the potential that it may come back for that. But of course, that isn't to say it won't break the lows first. And I'd be a little bit wary if it runs out too early this morning on this sort of zone. But if it breaks yesterday's lows there, could be on for the S1, could be on further downside there. It was a very consolidated day after that first initial sort of move down there. It consolidated for quite some time. All this consolidation, well, it hardly looks bullish, and it's sort of sitting there tapping. You're just waiting for it to sort of break down. Not necessarily head and shoulders there, but it is that sort of same sort of idea, principle. It's pulled back, pulled up, went down again, and sort of given those sort of moves. So certainly, I mean, some suggest it's towards a triple bottom. However, or quadruple bottom almost. We'll see. Okay, so that's euro, dollar, pound. Let's just go up the time frame here. So pound dollar, I should say, sorry, but we're just backing up into the euro. There is some sort of key news today. In fact, Draghi is supposed to be speaking at 8 o'clock. Now, he's due to deliver opening remarks on the meeting in the economic sciences in Germany. Okay. Perhaps that might not create a lot of volatility. It depends on really what comes out from that, but I'm not expecting too much. Although at the same time, around about 8 o'clock, we've got the French manufacturing and services PMI, and then at 8:30 we've got the German services PMI coming out, and then at 9 o'clock we've got the European numbers. So the euro may get a bit of volatility, particularly at 8:30. Lesser volatility generally at 9, but all the same we may see some. So something to watch out for on the euro. Big bomb. Right, get moving on then to the pound, and well, this bearish engulfing almost. It's not quite engulfed, didn't quite pitch up, but it's certainly a bearish looking old bar that we're seeing in here, and this sort of expanding wedge pattern that we're seeing. So where to it broke the lows, it's just consolidating again, not really going anywhere too far. It's you see on this alley here, there is minor sort of divergent sort of patterns coming through in this. And again, it's got a daily pivot above, and I mean, a break of the 21s here may sort of suggest it will push up to there. There is a few pips in it, about 15 pips. It's not much. The markets are getting quite consolidated as we move towards the end of the week and the Jackson Hole symposium. So there is potential that we may just chop along, and both the euro and the pound may hit their daily pivots today, which are both above us. Looking at dollar yen. Well, dollar yen, it's diverged, as I said, on the dailies. It is moving, or has been moving back up there. It struggles to get in terms of too much grip to the upside by the looks of things. It's sold off again at the moment this morning, but it may just be a sort of flaggy pattern within the whole range of things. It's back to its daily pivot at the moment, and well, I was going to say arguably there's a bit of divergence there. It's not really. It may close up a little bit and suggest pull the old RSI up a little bit as it does so, but at the moment it's looking a bit bitty. could, well, from where it's sitting at the moment, it's missed the S1. Could be, sorry, R1 could come off towards the S1, maybe even the previous lows. If it was to continue this trend, reversals, well, I'd be looking at the R1 there. Yesterday's highs. Oh, sorry, yeah, beyond yesterday's highs. Actually, it's already broken yesterday's highs. Aussie dollar. Well, the Aussie dollar at one stage, it really did look earlier this week like it was going to pitch up and push up. At the moment, it's looking more bearish than bullish, and it's sort of got in the sort of midterm here, intermediate term. You've got the lower highs coming through, and it's just sort of sitting there. It's broken through. It's below its weekly pivot, and well, it does at the moment look quite messy. Could diverge into that, back into that monthly pivot that's below us there. Anything, I mean, it's already broken the previous lows, so it does look bearish. If we get a reversal early part of the morning here, we could, and it just diverges or double bottoms or even just sits where it is, maybe a break of the 21s would be a more clearer and potential, a reasonable potential for the daily pivot target. But at the moment, with the lower highs, lower lows, it does look quite bearish in this intermediate time frame. And finally, the Canadian dollar, which has been holding up pretty well, does look like it may be reversing a little bit here again now. It's put in a couple of bars, almost a graveyard doji there, and then a proper doji sitting in there yesterday. He's pushing up a little bit at the moment, and well, still hasn't hit the weekly pivot, which is above with that monthly pivot. Oh, it's big pardon. No, it hasn't. Sorry, it hasn't hit it. So there is the potential it could still be drawn up towards that, and if it can break through those, actually at 4-hourly 21 that is sitting there now, this 60 minutes 100, if it can get through this yesterday's highs, maybe it could be on for that pivot area. Above, has missed out on today's pivot at the moment, so any sell-off, well, that could well be a target, and possibly more. It has held up pretty well as of late, whilst the other markets have been a bit more in a reversal mode. As said, it's just held its own effectively, but erring more in the short term, intermediate term towards the upside. Right, that's pretty much it. It may get a bit of volatility, or we may see some volatility later on the crude oil inventories that come out 3:30 this afternoon. Side of that, new home sales for the US at 3 o'clock rarely gives us much in the way of movement these days. Have a great one. I'll be back in the morning. Bye for now.